Okay, can anyone hear me? Oh, that's fine, Ja. Okay, okay. It's been a while since I've been in YouTube jail for about 90 days, so. Hey, MJ Bayer. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer just to see if there's some more people coming on. Have you seen that Q&A, Ja, on YouTube? Yeah. Oh, it's cringeworthy, Joy. It's really, really bad. Yeah, they're so obviously lying. It's ridiculous. No, it's about a 15-minute clip on YouTube. If you search for Leaving Neverland, you will find it. No, no, I'm alone now. Sharon will join later, and maybe Stephanie if she's online. Not yours. No, not mine. Not mine. Okay, well, I have this all prepared, so I hope I get everything on the screen in time. Let me see. Okay, yeah, that's all set. I have, let's see, 8 watching now? Who else is there? The man is dead, why is this still a thing? Oh, it's clearly a witch hunt. I don't believe he's dead, by the way. I believe that's the reason that they are doing this still. I mean, why else would you go after a dead guy like this? It's so vicious. I mean, it looks like it's even worse than the Bashir shit. Nothing about Sundance, huh? Hm. Oh, they might make it bigger than it actually is. Those journalists with their reviews, absolutely ridiculous. It's like propaganda, honestly. Yeah, Antoine. Is it Antoine? Antoine? Yeah, I believe that. I believe that's the reason. Don't be fooled. I am not being fooled, and I that's not what I want to talk about either. So let's not go there or tonight. I was just stating my opinion. Anyway, um, what I'm gonna do first is, with permission, going to show the documentary about Wade Robson that was made by a fan. I'm sorry, I forgot her name by now, but she gave me permission to show this. So I'm gonna play that first for the first 30 minutes, and then I have a whole list of shit that I want to talk about and crooks that I want to talk about. And anyway, let's watch the video first, and I'll get back to you later.
Time together with sexually abused. Just had a wonderful relationship. I learned so much. as an artist and as a kind human being.
The good guy? Yeah. Show me where he... No nonsense, no shenanigans.
Why was it important to stick up for him? He's always been a friend. That's what you do for friends, you tell the truth. Every time together.
On May 1st, 2013, Wade Robson filed a creditor's claims civil lawsuit against Michael Jackson's estate and companies for monetary compensation with claims of childhood sexual abuse by Michael Jackson. This was a shocker, because Robson previously had always defended the star against such allegations and denied that anything like that had ever happened to him. So what happened? In this film, we will lead you through the process of Robson's changing of his story, circumstances surrounding it, and the legal proceedings in this case. Over the years, both as a child and as an adult, Wade had always defended Jackson privately and publicly, often volunteered to do so. At no times did he give any hint of distress or confusion while talking about Jackson. He always seemed very open and genuine about their friendship. In 1993, when the Chandler allegations became public, the police contacted many families and their children who had spent time with Michael Jackson over the years, including the Robsons. Wade Robson, who at the time was 10 to 11 years old, and his mother or any of their family members never said anything incriminating about Jackson during that investigation. In fact, they defended him in a police interview and in a grand jury testimony.
Yeah, there's been different times where it'll just be me and Michael. Then there'll be other times where he has other friends over too. This is what Brett said, it's just a slumber party. We just have a lot of fun.
And I've slept in the same bed as Michael. It's just you watch cartoons, you fall asleep. It's just a friendship. And I know he would never do anything to hurt my brother. He's the nicest guy you've ever met.
I've been there when these kids have been in Michael's room.
And time again, and tell me that nothing ever happened. He should have had an Oscar. He was very convincing. That was up until May the 8th, 2012, when he changed his story. So what happened? Why and how did Robson change his story after all those years of defending Jackson? His claim is that it was not until 2012 that he realized that Jackson had allegedly sexually abused him as a child. He does not claim repressed memories. He claims that he has always remembered what he now claims happened to him. Only he did not know until 2012 that it was sexual abuse and that it was wrong. This is a weird claim, considering that during the 2005 trial, Wade was already an adult man, and it was discussed everywhere how wrong such alleged acts would be and how there would be nothing consensual about sexual relations between a child and an adult. Another thing to consider is that when the Arvizo allegations became public, just a couple of days later, Robson was asked about them in an interview, and he said, "I never had that experience, and I hope that it never happened to anybody else." That sounds like a man who fully understood that a sexual relationship between a man and a child would be wrong. And please consider that, among other things, Wade claims things like anal rape. He also offered other various contradictory claims about why he didn't tell his alleged truth until 2012. In one version, Jackson told him that both of them would go to jail if anyone found out. and Robson supposedly believed it until 2012. This seems to contradict the claim that he did not know if it was wrong until 2012. If it is something to go to jail for, then it is certainly something wrong. According to yet another version, that he told his mother Joy Robson, as per her deposition, he denied being abused at the 2005 trial because he felt shame about it. But Wade contradicted that in his own deposition. Question: when you testified at the criminal trial in 2005, did you feel a sense of shame of what had happened between you and Michael? Wade Robson: no, I didn't. I didn't have any. As I stated, I didn't have any perspective on it. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know that at any time until post-May 2012. Wade also made the claim that both in 1993 and in 2005, when he was already an adult man, Jackson had allegedly coached him on the phone in the form of a roleplay, and that supposedly made him a masterful liar, or a master of deception, as he put it, for more than 2 decades. What was this powerful roleplay that supposedly made Wade such a convincing liar, both as a child and an adult? Well, Jackson allegedly told Robson on the phone, "They are making up all these lies about you and me, saying that we did all this disgusting sexual stuff. They are just trying to take us down, take away my power and my money, take away our careers. We can't let them do this. We have to fight them together." That's it. That is the sophisticated, powerful coaching and role-playing method that supposedly made Robson a masterful, Oscar-worthy liar for more than 2 decades. There is no claim that Jackson told Robson in a direct manner before his 2005 testimony what to say or how to testify on the stand. All Robson can claim is the supposed role-playing on the phone. Think about it. If Jackson had really molested Wade, it would have been incredible risk-taking on his part, both in 1993 and 2005. To put this guy on the stand in 2005 as his first witness, and to rely on such lame supposed role plays, and hope not only that Wade would understand what Jackson wanted with those cryptic comments on the phone, but also that he would surely go along with it, and would know exactly what to say.
Wade Robson was my first witness in Michael Jackson's criminal trial. I started with one of my strongest witnesses for Michael Jackson, Wade Robson. He was adamant that he had never been touched, never been molested, never been abused, directly or indirectly. I called his mother and sister as witnesses to corroborate what he said, because they traveled on these tours too. And to have him suddenly reverse course so radically years after Michael Jackson has passed away and can't speak up for himself is outrageous. So I don't think he has a case. I think this is a money grab, like so much of Michael Jackson's unfortunate life. Everybody seemed to have their hand out in one way or another. And I just think it's ridiculous. Safe Chuck I put in the same category. He didn't testify in the criminal trial, but he signed declarations. As I recall, he signed declarations, made statements that he had never been touched.
He explains his consistent, convincing denial of sexual abuse by describing himself as a master of deception. But was Wade Robson a master of deception all those years while he denied sexual abuse? Or is he a master of deception now, when he changed his story and filed a lawsuit amidst monetary demands? Once someone is a self-admitted master of deception, how do you decide when he's deceiving you? Because let's not forget, one is under oath and under a penalty of perjury while testifying at a criminal trial, and also while making a declaration or testifying at a deposition in a civil case. That means there is no way around it. Wade Robson is a proven liar who has no qualms about lying under oath and under a penalty of perjury. He either lied in 2005, or he's lying now that he's changed his story and filed a lawsuit with monetary demands. On June the 25th, 2009, Michael Jackson passed away. Wade and his family mourned him, and they went to his public memorial. After Jackson's death, Wade had nothing but praise for Jackson, just like during his lifetime. In an exclusive book, the official Michael Jackson opus, that was published in 2009, Wade made an entry in which he wrote, among others, "Michael Jackson changed the world, and, more personally, my life forever. He is the reason I dance, the reason I make music, and one of the main reasons I believe in the pure goodness of humankind. He also participated in a tribute by Janet Jackson to her brother at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards.
These are Michael's gloves from the Bad music video. Michael gave them to me when I was, 7 or 8. He's going to be with us spiritually, but I wanted to feel something physical from him. So I'm probably going to rock one of these tonight too while we perform on stage and just feel that much closer to it. These are time, y'all. Who's singing? Are you okay?
Just had a wonderful relationship. I learned so much from him as an artist and as a kind human being, that he was a man, that he was a father. And that's what it's really about, is a father and his children. And he's a wonderful dad. And
In November 2010, Wade and his wife Amanda had a son. A month later, in December, Wade was offered to direct the dance movie Step Up Revolution, and he accepted the offer. According to his court papers and a blog post he wrote in November 2017, he considered this as the fulfillment of Michael Jackson's prophecy to him as a child, that he would become a movie director of epic proportions, bigger than Steven Spielberg.
In early 2011, Wade crumbled under the pressure of the job, which triggered a nervous breakdown in him, made him pull out of the project, and left him purposeless. He wrote about it in a blog post in 2017. I was fulfilling Michael's prophecy, and then I blew it. Therefore, my entire life, I believed, had been in vain. On May 16, 2011, after his nervous breakdown due to the failed prophecy of him becoming a film director of epic proportions, Wade went into therapy. He did not make any allegations of childhood sexual abuse to his therapist or anyone at all. On May 21, 2011, so only 5 days after he started therapy, Wade wrote an email to the director of the Cirque du Soleil show begging him to let him direct and or choreograph Cirque's Michael Jackson-themed Las Vegas show called One. I always wanted to do this MJ show badly, Wade wrote in the email. Cirque du Soleil told Wade that he needed to be validated by Michael Jackson's state, so Wade met with John Branca, the executor of the Michael Jackson state. During John Branca's deposition in 2017, Wade's lawyer suggested that Wade was eventually hired to do the Cirque show. However, according to Branca, they decided that Jamie King was better qualified for the job and they picked him, rather than Wade. Branca speculated at one point in his deposition that it would be possible that as a director of the show, Jamie King might have hired Wade in some lower positions, such as a dancer, but he insisted that he was definitely not hired in a leading creative role, such as a director or a lead choreographer, that would be validated by the state.
Despite of that, in the July 2011 interview, Wade talked about it as if he had the main role in doing the Cirque show. This was only a couple of months before he made his U-turn and first started making allegations against the star.
But I'm starting on Cirque du Soleil Michael Jackson show, which is exciting and terrifying all at the same time because it's such a huge responsibility. But that was why I took it on. Michael was such a huge part of my career and life. We were friends for 20 years before he passed, since I was 7. So it's an opportunity for me to give back a little bit to his legacy. It's such a big part of his legacy, and to make sure as much as I can that it's done right, that it really represents his essence.
In March 2012, about a year after his first breakdown, Wade suffered a second nervous breakdown. He went to a new therapist in April 2012, where he started an insight-oriented therapy. According to the story, about 3 weeks into the therapy, on May 8, 2012, he first started making allegations of child sexual abuse by Michael Jackson to his therapist or anyone at all.
So what happened between Robson's first therapy in 2011 and his second in 2012? How did he come from praising Jackson and wanting to work on Cirque du Soleil's Michael Jackson show badly in 2011 to claiming childhood sexual abuse by Jackson in May 2012? Wade now claims what triggered his realization that he had allegedly been sexually abused by Jackson as a child was watching his 1.5-year-old son and imagining and visualizing him being sexually abused. Apparently, he needed to imagine and visualize his infant son being sexually abused to be able to muster up any emotion that he could build on his own story of alleged childhood sexual abuse. Mind you, visualizing things that he wanted to turn into reality was no stranger to Wade. In a 2002 interview, he said, "Learn how to visualize. If you have a goal, you've got to visualize every little aspect of it. Every time I've done that wholeheartedly. It's always happened. It's never failed." Wade also claimed on his blog that what prompted him to confess to his therapist was a popular TED Talk by Brene Brown about the power of vulnerability. The talk is about the courage to be imperfect. It mentions how parents commit a mistake when they raise their children to be perfect, which echoes Wade's life, who by the age of 16 choreographed for international stars such as Britney Spears. The lecture seems more related to Wade's struggle with career expectations and his struggle to be perfect in his job from an early childhood than about sexual abuse. For a long time, he has struggled with the expectations and pressures of his job. He completely omitted this element from his lawsuit, but from his blog posts that he has published in 2017 and 2018, after his lawsuit was tossed, we learn about these struggles in detail.
Moreover, the therapist he went to in 2012, Dr. Larry Shaw, is a therapist whose focus is on people in high-pressure jobs. That this was Wade's real issue indeed is echoed in several blog posts he wrote in 2017 till 2018. In another blog post in April 2018, he reveals that he lost his fun in dancing and music when his career got to a level where high pressure to achieve and succeed started accompanying those activities. In yet another blog post in January of 2018, he reveals that it was the pressure to achieve and succeed that led to his nervous breakdowns. This is completely at odds with what he claims in his lawsuit as a reason for his breakdowns. He never mentioned these pressures and career struggles as the reason. Instead, he claims the reason for his breakdowns was his realization of alleged sexual abuse by Jackson, and that show business was now associated with the sexual abuse for him because of that. Otherwise, he claims as his complaint, his career would have continued in an upward trajectory.
As you have seen, this is quite simply not true based on his own blog, where he admits that he had long struggled with unfulfillment in his work and the pressures and expectations of his job, and that those pressures and expectations were the reason for his breakdowns. Moreover, his career crumbled way before he realized that he had allegedly been sexually abused. This means the whole premise of his lawsuit about his breakdowns being a result of sexual abuse is nothing but a lie, and it was a very convenient lie too. According to his mother, Joy Robson's testimony, he also had financial problems at the time, and then he suddenly realizes that he was allegedly sexually abused by Michael Jackson as a child. In his deposition and on his blog, Wade made claims that it was Jackson who taught him to always work hard and who was responsible for his unhealthy work attitudes from an early childhood. The reality is, however, that Wade's mother, Joy Robson, was a very ambitious stage mom, and it was her who trained her kids to work hard from an early childhood. Wade made absolutely no mention of that in his lawsuit.
My kids worked every weekend, every school vacation. Their birthday parties were backstage. Their Christmas parties were backstage. No regrets.
Despite of clear evidence that it was Wade's mother who made her children work so hard, in Wade's new version of his life, it is Jackson who is made out to be the scapegoat for his unhealthy work attitudes. Jackson actually begged Wade's mother to let Wade have his childhood. Joy Robson herself testified to that in her 2016 deposition. She said that Jackson, quote, used to call me and ask and beg me not to make Wade work all the time, to let him have his childhood, end quote. Also from the 1995 article, as well as from the Robson's testimony in 2005, or Joy Robson's deposition in 2016, we learned that Jackson was actually hardly present in their life at the time. On top of Wade's career struggles and financial struggles at the time, he also had a marital crisis. According to his own deposition, his wife Amanda had a hard time handling his breakdowns and threatened to leave him. So this is the context in which Wade, as a quite convenient solution for all of his problems, suddenly realized that had allegedly been sexually abused by Michael Jackson as a child. This U-turn made it possible for him to sue Jackson's entities for money or to use his newfound story in other ways, like seeking a lucrative book deal. In a note that he wrote to himself that the Jackson state found out about and presented at his 2016 deposition, Wade stated, "My story of abuse and its effects will make me relatable and relevant. There would also be a benefit in scapegoating someone else for his professional and personal problems and failures. With the claim of sexual abuse, Wade is suddenly seen as a victim, not as someone who failed in his profession and failed as the family breadwinner. The blame is shifted on someone else. Wade claimed that because of Jackson's alleged sexual abuse of him, he was no longer able to do any kind of entertainment activity because those activities were now too associated with Jackson and sexual abuse for him. He claimed that he could not dance, make music, make or even watch films anymore because of those activities' association with Jackson. The fact is, however, that Wade continued to do all those activities, all the while claiming in court documents that he was so traumatized by such activities' association with Michael Jackson that he would never be able to do them again, so he needed financial compensation.
In September 2017 then, while his lawsuit was heading towards dismissal, he declared himself quote-unquote healed from the bad associations regarding entertainment activities and announced his return to the dance, choreography, and entertainment scene. So the alleged bad association and his inability to work were suddenly all gone when his lawsuit was close to dismissal.
Wade filed a civil lawsuit against two of Jackson's companies, MJJ Productions and MJJ Ventures, also for monetary compensation. In the lawsuit, to get the monetary compensation he desired, Wade portrayed these companies as, start quote, the most sophisticated public child sexual abuse procurement and facilitation organization the world has known, end quote, that knowingly and deliberately facilitated his alleged sexual abuse. However, his own mother's deposition in 2016 inadvertently exposed Wade's allegations as lies. The Robsons, who were originally from Brisbane, Australia, first met Jackson in 1987 when he was on tour in Australia, and Wade, who was 5 years old then, won a dance competition at a Target store where the prize was to meet Michael Jackson. Wade alleged in his lawsuit, start quote, that the meet and greets were purposely orchestrated by MJJ Productions and MJJ Ventures as a sexual grooming mechanism to acquire minor sexual abuse victims for Michael Jackson, disguised as charitable events for minors, end quote. First of all, the meet and greet was not organized by either of Jackson's companies, but by Target, Pepsi, and CBS. Wade knows that too, since in his 2005 testimony, he himself made mention of Target organizing it.
If it were up to Michael, their encounter would have ended there. It was Joy Robson who made further efforts to contact him. She, with her son, had delivered a thank you note to Jackson's hotel room a couple of days later, and as a result, they had another meeting with him for about an hour and a half. Again, this would have been the end of their encounters if it were up to Michael. Over the next few years, Joy Robson sent Jackson letters and videos about Wade's progress as a dancer, but they never heard back from the star. The next time they met, or even talked to Jackson again, was more than 2 years later, in 1990, when, once again, it was the Robsons who sought contact with the star, not the other way around. How does this make the meet and greets, quote, a sexual grooming mechanism to acquire minor sexual abuse victims for Michael Jackson, as Wade alleges? According to Joy Robson's own story, it was Joy who initiated the contact with MJJ Productions, and her ultimate goal was, of course, to contact Michael Jackson.
The reality is that after the Robsons moved to the USA, Jackson did not even spend much time with them, including Wade. In actuality, in her deposition, Joy Robson revealed that she had to be the one to pursue Jackson about calling Wade, putting him in projects such as his Jam music video in 1992, and that Wade felt pushed aside a little bit because Jackson would rather spend time with other kids. Joy testified that one time she cut ties with Jackson for 6 months, and that was for Jackson not calling Wade from the Dangerous Tour. Wade also wanted to go on tour with Jackson, but the star would not take him. Here we have to mention 2 other supposed witnesses for Wade, whose stories he previously has denied. These people are ex-employees of Jackson, who came out with claims of inappropriate behavior by the singer during the 1993 Chandler allegations and the accompanying tabloid media frenzy. They have been paid money by the tabloid media for their stories.
One is Mark Quindoy, who worked for Jackson with his wife between 1989 and 1990. In the wake of the Chandler allegations in 1993, they sold stories to the tabloid media, claiming that they quit because they were so disturbed by what they had allegedly witnessed Jackson do with children, including Wade. The thing is that the Quindoys gave media interviews about Jackson before the 1993 Chandler allegations as well. Before the 1993 allegations, the Quindoys talked about Jackson as a kind, shy man who was good with children. Their stories only changed when, in 1993, the tabloid media offered money for molestation stories about Jackson. Various journalists revealed that the Quindoys shopped their newfound stories for $250,000 to $900,000. The Quindoys also tried to shop around a book deal. Even tabloid journalists noted about the Quindoys that they found them to be completely untrustworthy. The other main witness of Wade is a maid called Blanca Franquia, who worked for Jackson between 1986 and 1991. In 1993, in the wake of the Chandler case, she alleged that on one occasion she witnessed Jackson showering with a child, Wade Robson. Franquia was paid $20,000 by the tabloid TV show Hard Copy for her story, an amount that was more than her annual salary at the time. In her deposition in January 1994, Blanca Franquia admitted that she never saw or heard Wade Robson in the shower with Michael Jackson. She admitted that she only ever saw Jackson in the shower, and she never saw a second figure with him. She also admitted that she never heard anyone else in the shower other than Jackson himself. Remember that in 2005, she testified that she saw them together in the shower, which makes her a liar under oath. So, these are Wade's main witnesses.
Wade also claimed that he filed his lawsuit to help Jackson's supposed other victims, but his treatment of those other alleged victims was certainly inconsistent with that. In his deposition, Wade admitted that he never attempted to reach out to Gavin Arvizo, the boy at the center of the 2005 trial. So despite of his claim that he filed his lawsuit not for money, but as some sort of advocacy for Jackson's other victims, he never bothered to reach out and apologize to the boy whose justice Wade obscured, if we believe the current version of his story that he had falsely testified at that trial. He also aggressively pursued Jonathan Spence, a man who befriended Jackson in the 1980s as a child. Spence never accused Jackson of any wrongdoing, and he still says that Jackson never did anything wrong to him. He also approached Brett Barnes, another man who befriended Jackson as a child, and always maintained that Jackson never molested him. When Robson's allegations became public in May 2013, Barnes tweeted, "I wish people would realize, in your last moments on this earth, all the money in the world will be of no comfort. My clear conscience will."
We shot for a year, and I was 10, 11 in that time frame, and then I also continued to be friends with him for about a decade. He just had this unconditional love. He was so pure.
A lot of the general public just didn't treat him well. You know, just treated everybody with such dignity and respect and just loved everything and everybody.
Well, he was the big brother I never had, quite honestly. He was everything to me as a kid. He taught me so many things. He's taught me about loving animals, vegetarianism, animal rights, environmental issues, caring about your fans.
He was almost a metaphorical hero, and he was also a literal hero.
Metaphorically, he was almost like a father that I never had. Basically, he befriended me. He took me into his life, which is very rare for Michael to do, but he opened up his arms to me and accepted me as a very good friend of his. And throughout the years, he never let me go.
So I went with my whole family, and next thing you know, we were friends. We were seriously, he was like my best friend growing up for like a good fat stretch of my life. Yeah. Like it was legitimate friendship.
Yeah. I sat there and I gave them the names. They're on record. They have all of this information, but they were scanning Michael Jackson. All they cared about was trying to find something on Michael Jackson.
Who you said, by the way, did not abuse you.
Who Michael was innocent, and that was what the interview was about with the police in 1993. I told them he is not that guy, and they said, well, maybe you just don't understand your friend. And I said, no, I know the difference between pedophiles and somebody who's not a pedophile because I've been molested. Here's the names. Go investigate.
Later on, of course, after he died, a few of those people came forward and said, you know, it
never happened. We didn't do anything. We was pressured by parents, by this or that, and when they needed money real bad, and they figured that was a way to get at them. But it's a little late, you know what I mean? Thanks a lot, you know what I mean? You put him through hell, and, you know, he's always been nothing but a great friend, not just to me, to my whole family.
We grew up with him literally since he was 3 and I was 5. And he really just was so humble, and then never really played off on the fact that he was, you know, this Michael Jackson. You know, he was just Michael. He was just our friend.
Robin, in all of these pages, hundreds of pages, many, many hours of investigation, going to the Philippines, going to Chicago, going all over the country. There's not one scrap of evidence that Michael Jackson ever harmed a child, did anything wrong, committed any crime. It's almost a vindication when you look at this. The FBI looked at all of these matters and said, there's nothing here. And I think that's the most startling thing which I've seen.
Okay, let's see if I'm back. Do you hear me again? Yeah, it's very good. I just looked up her name. Her name is Mary, and I will link to her Twitter and her YouTube later on. Very, very well done. Anyway, I have been digging a little bit last week because, you know, Wade Robson is a piece of shit. So is Safe Chuck. I honestly don't know much about Safe Chuck. I haven't looked into him a lot. But they're both pieces of shit. But there is something weird about them. Well, maybe not Safe Chuck, because I think Safe Chuck didn't even want to testify in the 2005 trial, so he might have been planning this for a longer time. But it's weird that definitely Wade Robson, who has been defending him for so long, would suddenly flip on him. I thought that was weird. So I was looking at YouTubes about Wade and digging here and there, and I found a comment. I don't know what YouTube video it was anymore, but the comment was deleted later, which was weird too. That's why I wanted to show this documentary first too, because they're talking about Wade Robson and the problems with his wife. Yes, I know it's money, but it's not coming from Wade Robson. I don't believe this is just coming from Wade Robson. I mean, there's more behind this. And what the comment said, and I thought that was so interesting, was that he had trouble with his wife because his wife caught him. And I'm saying, I don't know this for sure. I just read this, so I'm just saying what this person said. I mean, Wade can lie all the fuck he wants, right? For 4 hours straight, so I can say whatever I want. But I really saw this comment, and whether it's true or not, I thought it was interesting. They said that he had trouble with his wife because his wife actually caught him molesting their son. And he felt so guilty and caught and bad that he made up that he did that because he was damaged because of the abuse that he received from Michael Jackson. Yes, really. That comment was removed. But of course I was like, that's interesting. So you're a pedo, you know? And I'm not saying it's true. It's all theory. Everything I'm going to say is just a theory. But who knows, you know? So I started digging a little bit deeper and looking to the Sundance Festival. Let's look at what it said actually. I mean, here, this is an article that has shocking moments, 5 shocking moments from Michael Jackson's sexual abuse doc. And I think TMZ said that, there were voice recordings, and I was like, what the fuck, voice recordings? They're not even in the 5 shocking moments on this. in this article, so that was probably a big nothing burger also. But all they have here is this mock wedding, which looks like fucking bullshit, but even if it were true, that's not any evidence of pedophilia or abuse at all. The faxes here that they say, I love you, little one, make me happy and be the best. How is that pedo? I don't see it. And here, the living room would be covered in faxes, Robson's mother Joy said in the film. If she saw all those faxes and the whole living room would be covered in them, and they had such weird messages that you would think that he was a pedophile, then what the fuck was she doing defending him? Why did she let it happen? So that's all bullshit. Neverland was a giant bed. Oh, that's convenient, because all that shit is now gone, so you can't check that anymore. Destroying evidence. Let's see. Oh, right. The underwear, the bloody underwear. Well, of course, that was thrown out as well, so that's just a story that Robson made up. And you could see in that Q&A that he was extremely nervous, constantly touching his ear, so he really was uncomfortable. And then drills about that they had to put on their clothes as quickly as possible. Yeah, they had to make that up because no one ever saw them undressed with Michael. So this is all bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. Anyway, let me see what you have in the chat. Well, that would explain how it just came out of thinner. Yeah, exactly. That was because, you know, I know money is a motive, but I mean, you can offer me all the money in the world and ask me, hey, but you do have to tell that the best friend you have sexually abused you or did something else bad. Well, you know it's not true. I wouldn't do that. They can offer me all the money in the world. I wouldn't do it. You know, so there has to be something else behind it other than other people, what I believe. But that just made sense. I saw that and I was like, so maybe that's it. Anyway, the Sundance Festival. Let me see. I found an article. This can go. Here, this is from November 28th. So that's not even that long ago. And whatever caught their attention on the lineup. Here, documentaries. Kill Satan, Bedlam, Untouchable, Mike Wallace is here. And that's about it. Nothing about Leaving Neverland. I don't know how they got that in all of a sudden so quick and why. But what I did see was this one. Untouchable, Harvey Weinstein. And I remember an article because I posted that on the forum a while ago. Let me see. This is an article about Harvey Weinstein here. There was something interesting in it. Here. Here. Collecting a monthly retainer, Mr. Ben says that he reported items on Roger Clemens, Michael Jackson, and others. And he didn't know whether they were used to trade away stories about the producer. Why is Harvey Weinstein gathering information on Michael? To me, that's just weird. There's something wrong with that. But because of that documentary about Weinstein and that article, I was like, let's look into Weinstein a little bit more. And I wrote a whole bunch down because I didn't want to miss anything. So let me just check my notes here. Okay, that article, what they're talking about, that was around 2003. That he had to dig up dirt about Michael Jackson, because that's what I read. It doesn't say it like that. Reported items on. He just had to find dirt on Michael Jackson, just to divert from his own stuff. And because it was 2003, and we know that the allegation started again in 2003, I thought it was extra interesting, because how many more links is there with to Harvey Weinstein? And it gets pretty weird, honestly. And maybe some things are far-fetched. Absolutely possible. But I just want to show them all, because... And then you do the rest of the digging. Let's see. Harvey Weinstein. Miramax. That was his company. Not anymore. Was his company. He founded that with his brother, let's see, in 1979. Very interesting. Blah, blah, blah. And then I found this. Here. Miramax was purchased for $60 million by the Walt Disney Company on June 30th, 1993. That's only a few weeks before the first allegations with Jordan Chandler. And you would think, yeah, so what? But the interesting part is that Harvey and Bob Weinstein continued to operate Miramax until they left the company on September 30th, 2005, which is right after the trial. Just seemed weird. So I was looking at some... Let me see this, because... Right, I remember this part. Here, this is the testimony of Wade Robson in the 2005 trial. You see that? It's him here. Good afternoon, Mr. Robson. Blah, 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 blah. Here, the main focus right now, I did a short film that I wrote and produced and directed last year, and that's doing the whole film festival circuit right now. And I have a 3-picture deal with Disney as a film director. And we're developing an original musical. I don't know. I haven't seen anything Wade Robson with Disney, so I don't know what kind of deal that was. I just saw Disney again. Weird. List of Miramax films. And this is where it gets, to me at least, gets weird. Let's see. House of Cards. This is the first movie that was released. Oh no, sorry, this is the last movie that was released before Disney took over Miramax. It was released on June 25th, 1993. Maybe nothing, maybe something. It's about a guy that dies, and his daughter is pretty fucked up over it. And the next movie, so the first movie that was brought out by Disney, is Benefit of the Doubt. And it was released on, does it say here? Yeah, July 16th, 1993. That is the date that Jordan Chandler allegedly said that Michael Jackson molested him. I just think that there's a weird connection here. That is also because I believe that he's alive, and that there are clues and things everywhere to tell us the whole story. And looking at this House of Cards film, that last one by Weinstein before Disney took over, the film premiered at the 1993 Sundance Film Festival. I don't know. Think of it what you want. I thought it was weird. Anyway, let's see. Let's get the chat out again. Heard something similar that he said memories came back after he had his son. Right. No, he doesn't look like an abused child at all. You know what he looks like? And I thought the same with Safe Chuck. They look, and nothing against gays, but they look gay. Both of them look gay. And what I think more is that they actually might have been, when they got a little bit older, might have been after Michael and not the other way around. There may be a connection to the films. This way, Robson career didn't go anywhere. Well, there's always a connection to movies. For some reason, there's always a connection to movies. Chandler wanted to be a film writer, producer, director, whatever he wanted to be. Made that film, Robin Hood Men in Tights. The Arvisos, they met Michael through Rush Hour with Brett, what's his name, Ratner. And Wade Robson had a so-called deal with Disney, and he wanted to be a film producer. There's always this film connection. So that's what made me look into this. Anyway, let's see where we are. Okay, yeah. I tried to find a connection between Evan Chandler and Harvey Weinstein, because Harvey Weinstein just seems to keep popping up whenever there's an allegation. And I couldn't really find one other than that Evan Chandler knew Mel Brooks because they made a movie together, and Mel Brooks knows Harvey Weinstein. I mean, they're all Jewish-born New Yorkers, so there could be a connection there. Chandler might have been their dentist or anything like that. It's just weird that that whole crew of people that seem to be conspiring against him, most of them are from New York, and all of them are Jewish. And I don't believe they're real Jews, don't get me wrong, but they all belong to the same group of evil. And who also is a Jewish-born New Yorker is Bob Iger. I don't know how you pronounce that. He is the CEO and chairman of Disney. So there's Disney again. Oh, who else? Let's see. Has a connection to Weinstein. Here's Mel Brooks with Harvey Weinstein. And now look at this. Tommy Mottola. He and Harvey Weinstein collaborated on the live theatrical production of The Wall by Pink Floyd. Also from New York. I don't believe he is Jewish, but also from New York. So there is something rotten in the state of New York. Looks like. I don't know. I think it's weird. What else did we have? Okay, I'm not gonna play it, but there is a video. I will link to it later in the description. There's a link. There's a video of a British reporter asking Mel Brooks that worked with Evan Chandler, about Harvey Weinstein, and she was cut off. He didn't want to talk about it, so I don't know what's going on there. Oh, Bashir, the batshit documentary, was a British production, of course, but in the USA it was aired by ABC Network. Well, ABC Network is owned by Disney. Disney again. So Disney seems to be coming back constantly. And not only did Disney/ABC air this documentary, they hired batshit in 2005. No, I don't. Yeah, I think he does something religious for the BBC or something. If you're talking about batshit, Joy. He doesn't work for ABC anymore. I think he said something that they didn't like, and he was eventually fired again. And another Disney connection, it just keeps going. Around 2003, 2004, Weinstein had some issues with Disney, with the collaboration with Miramax. And guess who he hired as his lawyer? Bert Fields. Who remembers who Bert Fields is? Or Bert, I don't know how you call that. We say Bert. Anyone remember who he is? Or are y'all Googling now? He was Michael's attorney in 1993 with the Chandler and allegations. Yeah, interesting, huh? Then you had Bert Fields. He also represented Jeffrey Katzenberg. When Katzenberg was fired at, guess what? Disney. That was 1994. And right after that, Katzenberg started DreamWorks with Steven Spielberg and David Geffen. 3 people that were linked to Michael Jackson as well. I always thought that DreamWorks was a Michael Jackson idea. If you look at the logo, it screams Michael Jackson. I don't know if they worked together or if they completely stole his idea. I don't know what that's about, but I do think that it was originally Michael's idea. And that whole issue with Katzenberg and being released from Disney, that cost Disney around over $270 million back then. So you would think that DreamWorks or Katzenberg and Steven Spielberg and David Geffen would have a beef with Disney, right? Because they cost Disney a shitload of money. But guess what? Here, Disney and DreamWorks had a 30-picture distribution deal between 2009 and 2016. How is that possible? So, of course, I wanted to see if there was a connection between this documentary at Sundance now and Disney. And it is co-founded by HBO, and HBO is from Warner Media, which was Time Warner, Warner Brothers, and that is owned by AT&T. And AT&T and Warner Brothers is supposedly in competition with Disney, so you would think there's no link there. But I did a little bit more digging. Let's see if I can find it. Here, look at this. You can't make this shit up. It just keeps popping back up. So AT&T, Time Warner, HBO, Disney, all linked, all in business together. So, and you know what the most fucked up thing is? Does anyone realize what day it is today? Anyone? Take a guess. I'll wait for a little bit. Any guess? Okay, I'm just gonna show you. Hold on. No, it's not. O2 announcement was in March. No, it was also not a day. Well, not that I know of. A day that a recording was released. No, it's someone's birthday today. That's the fucking sick part about this. It's someone's birthday. Let me find it. Or let me just. Look who would have turned 75 today. Were he still alive? Now you tell me, is that a coincidence? That is not a coincidence. That is a fucking message. You know, and this is why I don't believe it's just Wade Robson. I think Wade Robson is a piece of shit. I think that whole story that I saw on that YouTube comment sounds very plausible. But I do think that is when he contacted people that might have contacted him earlier, like in '93 when they were looking for so-called abused kids, or I think even before the 2005 trial they tried again, but they didn't have anything on him. And now he had something he needed to wash away, and this time he could contact them. He had the connections, he had the Disney connections, or whoever he contacted. And I mean, I believe this goes even deeper than just Disney. I mean, those people are out there. You know, you can look them up on Wikipedia, and if you if you can look someone up on Wikipedia, then they're probably not the master plan behind this. Yeah, but that's what I found, and that's what I thought was very, very, very interesting. There's a movie on YouTube. Oh God, I don't remember the name now. Let me find it. Watched it yesterday. Forever. Hold on, I'll have it in a second. Oh, Escape from Tomorrow, it's called. It's from 2013. I think it's on YouTube. Yeah, the full movie is on YouTube, so I'll just link to it. It's about, if you're not really familiar with MK Ultra, mind control, and the pedo shit that's going on. I mean, I've seen probably every video there is on there. But that movie actually shows you what goes on there, because this guy that made it, he said that it's something that reminds, well, it's based on his own youth with his father in Disneyland. So it's pretty interesting to watch. I'll post a link in there too. I am going to turn on Discord, by the way, for whoever wants to join. Sharon, are you there? And Ja, I think you wanted to hop on. Like to know what you think. Sharon, can you find it? You need the voice channel. MJDHI Live. That one, just click it. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. Hold on. You know what Michael's last address was, right? What was Michael's last address, as far as we know? Anyone? No? Maybe this will, Right, Joy. 100 Carroll Drive, California. 90077. Let's look at Disney's last known address. Ooh, look at that. 355 Carrollwood Drive, Los Angeles, California. 90077. I mean, was he trying to tell us something? Anything? Maybe? It's just, it's weird. You have the Miramax movie on June 25th. This, all these links. I'm probably gonna put it in a document and post it on the forum or something. Because maybe if you read it again, it makes more sense. But it's completely weird. Sharon, I still don't see you in the chat. In Discord. Here, guys, for whoever wants to say something, I'd like to hear your thoughts. I can only hear you in Discord, so. Yeah, he was fascinated with Disney, but there was a sinister part about that too. The whole Peter Pan stuff. I mean, that's for a different video, but that wasn't good. You know, the whole Peter Pan syndrome. That's a certain programming within the MK Ultra shit. The Peter Pan programming, it actually exists. So Disneyland is supposedly not a very happy place either, if you know what's going on there. By the way, I'm completely healthy. I don't have any suicidal thoughts, so if I disappear still don't understand it. What don't you understand, Joy? Just ask. I know it might look all weird and crazy, but Sharon, I can see you now in the you're in the chat, but your microphone is off, so I can't hear you. Or did I mute you? Hold on. Yeah, I muted you. Sorry. You were probably loud last time or something. Yeah, I can hear you now. Can the rest hear, Sharon?
Off. Are you there?
I'm here. Do you hear me?
Hey.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. There, now you should hear me constantly, right? Okay. Did you hear everything?
I do.
What do you think?
I might do stuff a little bit.
Where's Jaw? Jaw, you're there?
Susan?
Yep.
I think it's taking a while. Like it's delayed almost.
Yeah, that's always a problem. Joey, what did you not understand? Yeah, but you said I still don't understand it. What did you mean? Oh, there's a huge delay, yeah.
Not just me?
No, that's not just you. Because I hear myself in your um through your mic. And it's very late.
Maybe 5 seconds or so.
All right. Yeah. Oh, Sharon, do you have the live on?
I just shut my speaker off. Hold on, it's on the phone now.
Right. Okay. That's it. That's what I hear.
I'm there.
Right. Okay. What do you think of this whole Wade Robson shit? Did you follow anything today? I saw everything. Everyone went completely crazy. Shit hit the fan, and it was so horrible. And I don't know what else. And then I started reading, and all they have in that documentary is hearsay. It's all just hearsay. Apparently, you can just once someone is dead or supposedly dead, you can just say whatever the fuck you want about that person. You can make a 4-hour documentary about it. How's that possible? Hmm? In Italy? Yeah, that's so crazy. I don't know how that is here, but honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I never looked that up. I don't think we have really have stuff like that. Oh, we have it, but we don't talk about it here apparently. Well, you could tell with that Q&A shit that Wade was lying. You know, he was so uncomfortable. He was sweating like a fucking pig, and yeah, he kept touching his ear and touching his face. He was Safechuck was lying too, clearly, but he was he did better than Wade in that aspect. I think he actually had longer to practice because Wade was still defending Michael in what 2012, and I think Safechuck didn't even want to testify in the 2005 trial. And didn't he say that he was threatened or something by Michael? Oh, Jack, come on. Just throw it out. I don't care. You can say it in a nice way. I'm pretty sure you can say that in a classy way where I don't get banned off of YouTube for 90 days again. Every other word would be no. Ja's not. she's afraid that she'll keep cussing. Huh? You keep cutting off. Are you using push to talk? $100 Carolwood. Yeah, check the screen, Ja. Check Disney's last address. I thought it was interesting. Okay, say something, Sharon.
Hold on, I'm trying to find push to talk.
No, you don't have to use push to talk. I was wondering if you did.
Oh.
I think you yeah.
I couldn't John.
No, you're sounding fine now. Okay, who else has something? Does anyone have questions about my rambling? Because I realize it might have sounded strange, odd. Too bad Stephanie isn't here. I think she missed the cue. Hold on. Yeah, it is weird, huh, Joe? Don't you think it's weird? You know, wherever you look, it's movies, Weinstein, Disney. Movies, Weinstein, Disney. There's something to that. And I'm not saying that I figured it all out. Because I found links even deeper and higher up. I'm not even going to talk about it because I don't want to end up with a heart attack or something. Something I found. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, this is it. The whole Disney linking, the Evan Chandler birthday, those weird movies, the one right before Miramax was sold to Disney, that was screened at Sundance and was released on June 25th eventually. And then the first movie by Disney that was released July 16th on the same day. Georgie allegedly confessed that he was abused by Michael. And the whole Weinstein brothers being with Disney, with Miramax, right before the first allegations and leaving right after the trial. It's just... It seems too much to be a coincidence. Then Wade, who said in 2005 in his testimony that he had a 3-picture film deal with Disney. What is this? It's just too much. Speak? Speak who? Who is low? Me? Or Sharon? Is Sharon low for you? maybe you should come in Discord. Otherwise, you can come in Discord and just listen. If you're afraid that you're gonna cuss too much, just mute your mic or something, or just say something. Just say what you really think about Wade. Just do it. It'll make you feel better. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Once you're dead, they can say whatever the fuck they want about you.
I wish he'd step up.
Oh, you were all of a sudden much louder for me.
He won't step out.
I don't know. It's just Wade going in therapy with a different therapist, and all of a sudden, I have it set up. Should I come over there? Sure, Joy. If you wanna join, come say something. I really like to hear your opinions on this. Maybe I'm bonkers. I don't know. Could be. I just thought it was too much of a coincidence. Everything. But I also thought it was weird. Well, weird. Actually, I don't think it's weird because it's just one big, fucked up satanic shit thing. Is that theater that it screened? It's the Egyptian, but the Illuminati shit, the pyramid and the phallus symbol in front of it. They did that shit with Whitney too when she died. Remember that there was some kind of Egyptian sarcophag thing. What are they called? Porgy Town? Who's Porgy Town? I think he is a shothead. What's a shothead? Porgy Town, what's a shothead? Sorry, I'm not American, so I might miss some shit. Can anyone tell me what a shothead is? Do you know, Sharon? Oh, I see Sharon is offline. Never heard of that term. No, me either. Okay, does anyone have anything to say, to scream, to ask? Or else I'll call it a day. It's, what, 4:33 here. I know. Just wondering if I didn't, forgot anything. Oh, there is something that was weird too. I'm not so sure what to think about that. Hold on. Let me put it up. Oh, Joy, if you want to join the chat, the voice channel, you have to click under voice channel. You see MJDHI live, and if you click that, you join the voice channel. Yeah, that's what I thought. Here, there you go. Investor who saved Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch to rescue the Weinstein Company. So I thought that was weird. There's another one here.
Oh, I thought that was
I'm here.
weird. There's no one here.
Oh, Joy, do you have the live on?
Yes.
Oh, you have to turn the volume of that completely down.
Oh, I thought that was
You mean, okay, volume on my computer?
yeah, there's no one here.
Yes, completely down.
Joy, do you have the live on?
Because I hear myself very loud now.
Oh, that's completely down.
Okay.
I thought that was
I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna mute my mic for a minute.
No, shuthead. What's a shuthead? Shithead. Shuthead, shuthead, shithead. Shithead is way too nice. Way too nice. Yeah, there is a huge delay. It's like, what, 10 seconds or something, if not more than that. Anyway, so apparently Colony Capital wanted to inject some cash into the Weinstein company. But they pulled out of the deal right around the time of the allegations against Harvey Weinstein. I just thought it was interesting that there was talks about a deal anyway. I just thought I'd mention it. You know, I'm just throwing shit out here, and people just do whatever they want with it. Go dig deeper, go check the even higher up connections to these people, because, I mean, they're just the puppets anyway. So is Wade. But I really believe that that comment on YouTube that was removed was very, very telling and interesting. There has to be something to that. Oh, maybe you didn't you say doze off for a little bit during the live? There was a comment on a YouTube video when I was looking for stuff on Wade that said that Wade started the allegations against Michael because his wife caught him molesting their son. That comment was removed, and I said I'm not sure if that's true. I just read it, but like I said, you know, Wade can stand there and lie his ass off, so why shouldn't I be able to say this? Yeah, his wife caught him molesting their son. So he made up this story that he was made like that because Michael Jackson actually did molest him. And that's when he started seeing a therapist, and that's why he had all the wife trouble when this started. So I don't believe it's just money. I mean, money is the root of all evil. There's always a money issue, but
opened up that you could go the statute of limitations was up or something. That's why he went.
Yeah, but you know, this is the same shit as with Chandler. Chandler went to civil court first. He asked for money first. He never intended to go to federal court. All he wanted was money. If you're really a victim, a molested child, or a parent of a molested child, the first thing on your mind is not money. You know, you want the person who did it behind bars, right? So, and it's the same with Wade. Why are you suing two Michael Jackson companies? Why? It's just, it makes no sense. It's messing up. What is messing up? The YouTube? Are you restarting, Jaw? No, so it doesn't make sense. It's a disgrace, and it's so disrespectful towards people who were really abused, and that that is what is pissing me off even more than the lie. I mean, we know they're liars, that it's not true. Anyone who can read and think for themselves should know that it's all bullshit. I mean, I'm not saying Michael is an angel. I'm not that kind of fan, I'm not gonna tell him he's shit roses and stuff like that. He's no angel. Of course he's no angel. But he's not a child molester. I don't believe that for a fucking second, ever. Who? With what? You're like you keep cutting off for me. Well, besides that, the whole 2005 trial, the only thing it proved is that he watches adult women porn, adult straight porn. That's all it proved. So how does that, a pedophile is not going to watch adult straight porn. They're not gonna watch big boob, big assed women. Because that's not where their interest is. You either like little boys or you like grown women. It makes no sense. Anyway, I put the website up because I put the link in the description too. I want to make this an ongoing project and just add stuff as it comes. It's not completely done yet. And you have to say another word after your sentence, because I think your last word is being cut off every time. So if you keep talking and just say another word, I don't know. Just say Wade is an asshole every time before you want to stop talking, and I think I will hear your whole sentence then. By the way, do you guys realize that most of Disney films, the women are gone? Mothers are either dead or just died at the beginning of the film. I did not realize that until I just read that. That is weird. Yeah, it's mostly a stepmother or something. Joy, you make a lot of noise.
Sorry. I'm trying to figure this.
Yeah, if you talk, I hear you fine. Yeah, now you sound fine. Okay. Well, if you don't listen to the live, just turn off the volume for the live completely and just listen to Discord. You shouldn't. YouTube, you can watch it, just don't listen to it. So turn down the volume completely. Reason why Walt Disney lost his mother when he was really young. I also heard that. I'm not sure what's true about that, because I never really looked into Walt Disney, but he was a CIA agent. Did anyone ever hear that before? because apparently he had this huge fucking piece of land that he built Disney on, the first one, and he bought that for almost nothing. Really cheap. That's what. I don't know which one is the first one. I don't know which one is. Oh, that was built after. Yeah. I assume it's California then. That he got the land for so amazingly cheap that people thought it was suspicious. Sometimes I think it depends. What documentary are you referring to? Is it on YouTube? Okay, that might be interesting to watch. I don't. Yeah. One of the last movies that Weinstein made while at Disney with Miramax was that movie with Johnny Depp, Finding Neverland. Yeah. I thought it was it's just, you know, when you look at it separately, you think, oh, that's a coincidence, that's a coincidence, it's a coincidence. Altogether, it seems too much to be a coincidence. It's I like that movie. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think he's a very good actor, but there's some controversy around Tom Hanks too, so that makes me I don't know. There's so much stuff coming out. I think that whole Me Too movement is a fucking joke. I think it started out um genuinely probably, but well, look at this shit. This comes from that too. Uh I don't know. It's just why so viciously attack a dead guy? Why would you do that? It makes no sense to me. If he were really dead, why would you be so viciously attacking him? Yeah, but he says he doesn't. He's a liar, so we know he's full of shit. But he says he doesn't get any money for it. Yeah, no one believes that, of course. But
He's getting money. He's getting money for this documentary time showed. He's lying.
You know what? He may not have got any.
no, I think didn't HBO actually co-fund it? That's what Tosh said. Oh, of course he gets a shitload of money of this.
to be some type. I mean. Not exactly.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, look at all those journalists with their reviews on Twitter saying, "Oh my God, and we have been cheering for Michael, but he's really a pedophile." They all have the same fucking narrative. I mean, what kind of propaganda is that?
Everybody was just like really happy. I don't know who it was. I've got to go back and look at. Yeah, film.
Yeah, I saw that one, and he said they were absolutely lying. Bad actors, he called them, I think. Mm-hmm.
Body. Don't.
Nope.
Tightening. And you can't tell me.
Of course he. That's the biggest bullshit I have ever heard in my life. That's.
He does.
No. No. And you see the difference between Wade talking positively about Michael, where he's actually a normal human being, and you can tell he's not full of shit, and he's really positive about him. You can tell he means it. And then you see him at this Q&A, and even on that TMZ video of last night, I think. He's like a robot, some alien who just tries to remember his lines. Tries not to say something stupid. It's so scripted.
Child.
Right.
Find that.
Oh, that's absolutely possible too. I mean, I think it's a combination of things. I think he made that story up because I think that might be true, that he was caught abusing his own son.
Not to say that's true. And why this?
Right, there must be higher forces behind this. I mean, it's no, there is, Disney just keeps popping up, and all those Disney kids are completely fucked up. Look at Miley Cyrus. Look at Britney Spears. They all have something. I mean, Disney hasn't been good for them. Let's call it.
I don't know all
Oh, I'm not saying it's just Disney, because I believe the whole fucking I need to stop cussing because they're gonna kick me off of YouTube again. I think the whole music industry, the whole music, movie industry, everything, Hollywood is completely evil, I think. And sure, there's good people everywhere, but there's a lot of evil. And so it's not just Disney. And I mean, I can go to Disney and have a good time. I love Disney. I love going to Disney, you know, but for me it's just a regular theme park. But if you know what's behind all those, like Fantasia, I think you say that in English. That's one big mind fuck. And I remember looking at that when I was a little kid, like, what is this? I don't like this movie, this stupid movie. Or and yeah. Right.
Screen, and maybe just don't.
But it still doesn't make sense. It still
No, it doesn't.
it doesn't make sense. It's one big trigger movie. It's ridiculous, you know. But I don't. To me, that doesn't matter because I was never abused. You know, nothing can trigger me as far as I know. At least I don't know what I do at night, but you know. So for me, it's not a problem. I can go to Disney and have a good time. But when you look more into it, there's some dark shit going on there. And if I see all those connections to any of the allegations in Disney,
Do you know what? I and I you pay to go of the park.
mm-hmm.
I was and I had no. I had a great, you know.
Yeah, but there's a difference between I mean, I have a few friends of mine that were abused as a kid, but they were um without putting it down, they were only abused in that way by their fathers in this case. And with this abuse, I mean more that they're actually um mind controlled. I don't know if you ever looked into MK Ultra at all, and it's called the Disney programming, and they have all these triggers that if they see something that for us doesn't mean anything, not for you either, to them that triggers them into a certain kind of memory, and it's how they program. Have you ever seen the Manchurian Candidate, that movie? Well, that's that guy that's completely brainwashed by the government, right, to become an assassin, and they do that through torture and triggers and stuff like that. So, like Lee Harvey Oswald was supposedly an MK Ultra victim, who was triggered into, not that I think he ever shot at Kennedy, but you know, to be gone or not have an alibi, anything like that, to be the scapegoat. It's more like that, so that they have a certain physical, emotional abuse, where they use certain triggers, as they call that, and in a lot of ways they use Disney movies, character stuff for that. So that's more what I mean with the trigger. So those kids that were, or people that were actually, that movie that I was talking about earlier, kind of shows what I mean. So I'll definitely put that link up. Yeah, that was actually filmed at Disney. Disney was pissed. They had a crew of 200 people, that filmmaker, and they went into Disney in small groups just to make it look make them look like genuine visitors. They had small cameras and they had to record through little microphones and then sync the whole stuff later on. It took them a long time. But they actually really filmed inside Disney, almost everything. You can see some spots where they used a green screen, but yeah, that was pretty interesting. Yeah, Disney couldn't do anything because it was fair use policy that they hid behind. But yeah, that's I thought that was pretty interesting to see. Well, I never heard about it either until I found it somewhere, and I think it actually screened on Sundance. Let me escape. What was the name again? What did I say? Escaping Tomorrow?
I had it.
Escape from Tomorrow. Okay. Escape from Tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, it was released January 18th, 2003 at Sundance. So that was a Sundance movie as well.
Oh, and I just went. Age.
Yeah, I really never realized that, but there's always death and sadness in those Disney movies.
Got it even Bambi.
Oh God, Bambi! I cry so hard when I watch Bambi. Oh, you can't hear the other person? Just me? So it's like I'm talking to myself now? That's gonna look good.
It's crazy as Wade.
You still only hear me, Angela? I hate this delay. I don't understand why there has to be such a delay. I have really, really fast internet.
I live in a
Just Souza. Oh, they only heard me. Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap it up anyway because it's 5 a.m. here now. And
Susan, you're going.
You sound like you're keeping my hours.
Well, you sleep all day then.
right. So I'm just gonna end it here. I'll be in chat for a little bit longer. Whoever wants to come cuss, Ja, come cuss.
You better go to sleep soon.
I'll just turn up the live, Ja. You can come cuss. I want to hear what you have to say. It's gonna be hilarious.
I want to hear a cuss. I want to hear a cuss.
Don't want to.
No, we don't want to ban, but we want to hear a cuss.
Okay, well, see you guys later.
Thanks, Susan.